video is filled with the most relatable moments in Stardew Valley. Subscribe if any of these has happened to you. You have harvested a massive amount of crops, dropped them all in the shipping bin, and since it's still early into the season, you are ready for round 2. So you head on over to Pierre's general store, and it is Wednesday. You forgot that this slacker is closed on Wednesdays. Now your option is either purchase seeds from Joja or wait an entire day. You just planted 300 melon seeds on your farm, and it's taking the entire day to water all of these melons, but you know it will be worth it since they will make you rich. But the watering is getting to you, so you head over to Clint the blacksmith and ask him to upgrade your watering can so that you can water faster. As soon as you wake up the next day, you are looking for your watering can to water those melons, but you can't. You cannot water your crops. Clint has your watering can, remember? Yeah, this has actually happened to me before. If you do want to upgrade your watering can early, check the weather. If it will rain tomorrow, water your crops first and then drop off your watering can at Clint. You are cruising through the skull cavern, finding tons of iridium ore, treasure floors, and maybe even prismatic shards. But you need all of your energy for the next day, so you just need to get back to bed before it's 2 a.m. So it's 1 a.m. You use a farm warp totem, drop your loot off in some chests, and head to bed. There are literally 10 minutes left, so you're cutting it close. But your pet is in the way! Your pet just decided to sleep right in front of your bed. After a struggle, you either get to your bed on time or you pass out from exhaustion. Here's a tip: ignore the pet, just pick up your bed and move it somewhere that you can easily access. You just accepted the Skull Cavern Invasion's special order request. This tasks you with getting all the way to floor 100 in the Skull Cavern, but there is one major catch. The Skull Cavern is filled with beefed up, stronger versions of the enemies, and it can be quite tough to be honest. So you made it all the way to floor 90 after your 5th try, and you are this close to 100, and all of a sudden a royal serpent comes sprinting towards you and your health is a little bit shaky. So you back up a bit, grab something to eat, and smack the interaction key to eat it immediately. But wait, you accidentally click on the ladder to leave the mines, and now all of your progress is gone and you have to restart from floor 1. Ouch, sorry about that one. Getting one of each giant crop in a very specific spot on your farm is incredibly tedious. Since you can't really control where these spawns, getting one of each right next to each other is quite the task. But be extra careful around these fragile creations. An iridium axe will literally one-shot a giant crop, and if you accidentally destroy one of these late at night, you will have to restart the entire day or just let it be. Sometimes it's really hard to reset a day when you have done so much. The same is true for fruit trees. For some insane reason, a fruit tree that is not fully matured can be destroyed in a single hit by any tool in the game. So if you're trying to grow some crops near a growing tree, make sure not to get the hoe close to your fruit tree. It will be obliterated with no mercy. I wonder if this one has only happened to me. The townspeople will send you random items after you have a couple hearts with them. Most of the times, these items are just random and not that helpful. Sometimes these items are incredibly helpful, like battery packs and, bombs. Wait, bombs? Kent, why would you send a literal bomb to me in the mail? These things are dangerous, What if it accidentally went off and blew up right here in front of my mailbox? And that is exactly what happened. Sending explosives to someone in the mail is illegal, right? Okay, so you forgot to harvest hay during fall, and now it's the 1st of winter, and you literally have nothing to feed your animals. So you head over to Marnie, but naturally, it is a Monday, so she is closed. I guess your animals will just have to go hungry for one day. So then you go over to Marnie on Tuesday, but Marnie is closed on Tuesdays as well. Rep relationship with your animals. This might only be a me problem, but have you ever driven around on your tractor at max speed, started spamming the jumping button because max speed is not fast enough, and then somehow teleported into the void? Yeah, I cannot move, I cannot do anything here. I'm just stuck. The only way to get out of this soft lock is by using a warp totem. You can also get stuck in this weird animation if you alt-tab at the perfect moment in the middle of a jump. It's pretty wild. Okay, so someone told you that you can make more money by turning your fish into sashimi. So you do that. You head over to your stove and turn all of the fish in the stove and in your inventory into sashimi. You sell the stuff and realize it barely sells for anything. So sometime later, maybe a week or two, you cannot seem to find your legendary fish. I wonder where it went. This can also occur for fertilizers. Quality fertilizer can be crafted using any fish. So if you have a workbench set up like this and suddenly craft a bunch of quality fertilizer, well, say bye-bye to all of your rare, hard-to-catch fish that were sitting in those chests. Fairy Rose Honey, the most profitable honey in the entire game. All you need is a fairy rose flower and some bee houses. The problem is that fairy roses take 12 days to fully mature, but it is worth it since the honey sells for so much gold, unless you accidentally harvest the honey, causing all of the uncollected honey to magically revert back into regular honey, into honey that sells for 9 times less. I'm pretty sure this has happened to everyone at least once. Hitting a tree right next to a water source, and then the bulk of the wood landing straight into the water, being destroyed and vanquished to the Shadowland forever. This isn't that punishing, I just know that this has happened to everyone. This is a hothead. You can find these enemies in the volcano on Ginger Island. They are not that difficult to deal with, you just have to hit them a few times, and then after a longish delay, they will explode and destroy anything around it. Which isn't that bad until you defeat one of those close to a dragon tooth. The explosion will destroy the dragon tooth, and that is not good. The next one is not that bad, but sometimes I make these massive plans, and then on the day that I need to do something for my plan, the game throws a curveball at me. Oh, there's a festival today and all of the stores are closed and I can't enter the town or do anything? Fine, I will just sleep then. Does this sound familiar to you? When you just start playing Stardew Valley and you visit the Skull Cavern before you buff out to the max. This is the most frightening thing in the game. Hearing this used to send shivers down my spine, and it still does sometimes. Those whirl serpents can be really scary. This sound represents the verb run. I don't actually see people talk about this one that often, but after you have completed the community center, Clint will head over to the community center every single Friday, and he will kinda just chill there. This seems harmless until you realize that this means he will not be at his blacksmith on Fridays, and that can disrupt your plans. If only everything just went our way every time. So were these relatable? Did any of these happen to you during your Stardew Valley adventure? Let me know. But for now, I will see you in the next video.